Hey guys, how's it going? So today it's quick tip time and we're talking about looping. Now I do a lot of looping in my tracks and specifically we're going to talk about loop regions in Ableton. Now it doesn't sound very sexy, but believe me, once you get using it, you're going to absolutely love it. So one of the techniques I use quite a bit is looping my vocals. Now I do this by taking an existing vocal sample and then almost just looping a very small portion of it. Now this kind of gives me a kind of texture within the track that I can just have looping in the background. It almost just creates this nice vocal layer that almost becomes part of the percussion, and that's kind of a very kind of familiar characteristic of most of my tracks. And it's a very easy technique. Once you get used to it, you can use it on all types of stuff like instruments or even drums, but I always find it works really nicely with vocals and you can create some really nice textures. If I have this beat in the background, for example, and I'm looking for a vocal for it. Now vocals that work well with this technique are generally longer vocals, so you want something that's got a good passage of vocal within it. So once you've got that vocal, it's important to then loop it up over the whole of your beat, so you've got it just looping in the background. And at the moment it might not be in the right pitch, but it's sitting there. And once we're into the clip, we can then adjust the loop region, so the loop region within the clip. And this creates a smaller loop within that loop. So we can then move the loop region and we can audition parts of that loop. You'll notice that it kind of creates this kind of texture, this looping kind of vocal background almost, that works really well. And it might take you a minute just to kind of go through and find the right area. You can also adjust the start time so you can make the loop fit better. And you'll finally find something that maybe works for you. Adjusting the semitones up and down can also help as well if you're trying to fit it in with the track. Bear in mind your long passage of text might have several different parts, several different keys or notes within it, and you might just need to adjust it as you go along. As I say, you can just keep tweaking this until you find the right loop. Once you've got a loop working there, then it's a case of just putting some effects on. So maybe putting a bit of EQ on there to get rid of the bottom end, a bit of reverb just to kind of make it sit better in with the track, just create a bit more of atmosphere with it. I'm putting it on an LFO tool, so I'm going to sidechain it a bit. Again, it's just something to help it sit within the track. And then one of the most important things with this kind of looping vocal is to make sure that it's not the same vocal kind of going throughout, so it's not static. And a great way we can get around with this is using the auto filter. So the auto filter, you can chop out the top end or the bottom end. So the LFO within the auto filter allows you to automate the filter, so it can automatically sweep up and down with the track, and it just creates a bit more kind of random nature with it, and it doesn't make the vocal stand out so much. Because you're going for a kind of background texture, you want something that's not going to be too prominent in the mix, and that's why I use this auto filter on it. And of course, once you've got all the filters on and all the effects on, then you can go back later and you can adjust the loop and maybe find a better point. It's non-destructive in Ableton, so you can come back at it at any point and just kind of choose another loop region within it. It works really well. So I hope that's useful to you. As I say, I'm always coming up with these quick tips. These are things that I've learned all throughout my years of producing, and I'm just going to kind of give them to you as something that will just help you along a little bit. Maybe it just triggers that little bit of creativity in your brain. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page, and you'll see a whole load more stuff on there very soon. That's it for now.